Hello and welcome to FinextraTV. I'm Hannah Wallace and we're here at Sibos 2022 in Amsterdam. Joining me now is CEO of SmartStream, Haytham Kaddoura. Haytham, thank you very much for joining us in the studio.
Oh, thank you, Hannah. It's good seeing you again.
Really good to have you here and taking time out of the very busy Sibos event. I know SmartStream have had their hands full. You've had some exciting announcements during the event as well. So perhaps you could tell us a bit about what you're showcasing at this year's event.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Sibos is one of our go-to events every year. It's like we plan for this every year ahead. So I think this year was a combination of reaffirming what advances we've had in the various technologies, whether payments in the payments world, the cash management. We've also launched the AI and reconciliations exception management platform. We have, the audience in Sibos is quite diverse, and we effectively have quite a bit from most of the institutions around, whether big financial institutions, we've got regulators passing by, so.
There's a lot of people to talk to, isn't there?
It is. I think this is one of our busiest ever in terms of the cadence of meeting and the level of representation. And it's also, I think it's partly a combination of the fact people want to come back together again and create that vibe in the industry and exchange information, and plus it being in Amsterdam I think helps as well, right?
I know, it's fantastic to be back in person and likewise in the studio again. And I think congratulations is in order, because I'm aware that you actually won the UI Design Award. So can you tell us what that entails and a bit more about that?
Oh, thank you. Well, we won the Red Dot Award for the first ever financial app, for our design, user friendliness, the intuitiveness of our interfaces. Again, this is typically an award associated with much bigger organizations. It makes us all proud. I have a fabulous team working on our user experience, and I would say they nailed it in the sense that they got what users are expecting, making it easy. You know, the newer generation is quite different than the older generation, right? So if it's not mobile friendly or something we're familiar with, it gets harder to introduce. And my team has done a phenomenal job at driving that.
Well, I've met a lot of your team at SmartStream, and it is a fantastic team indeed. So that's Sibos. I want to talk a bit more about sort of the thought leadership side and go over what those challenges that you're hearing maybe on the floor other delegates are talking about within the industry are. What are some of the challenges and what SmartStream is doing to address some of those challenges that you're hearing about?
Definitely. I mean, there isn't much that hasn't been on our radar for the last couple of years, and usually they go through a level of maturity before it starts becoming a general discussion. But things like cloud-first strategies, which have been on everybody's radar for a while, how do they actually move from let's talk about it to actually let's do it, what's required? Ability to serve multi-markets, having data securely stored remotely, and addressing regulatory challenges as well, and reporting. And I think one of the big topics on everybody's agenda these days is ISO 20022, which effectively is many institutions are finding it challenging to address, right?
There is still some way to go with ISO 20022, isn't there?
Oh yes, definitely. But the implications on the industry are really phenomenal in terms of the transparency of the transaction, the value of the data coming in. And if I was a financial institution today, when I used to get a slim feed of data, it was easy to adopt and digest. Now it's a much larger, the value of information that it gives me is phenomenal. And as we all know, the common saying, data is gold.
Yeah.
And now you found a treasure chest, right? So.
Sure. Well, so taking that into account then and following on from that, what do you think the future holds in this space, and what sort of developments can we expect to see? And also, where does SmartStream fit into that future?
Definitely. I think AI will pick up a much larger portion of people's agendas, simply because of the volume of data coming in. How do you use it? How do you leverage it? What kind of information could be extracted? How can we use it to forecast future trends? I think this is going to be paramount. Additionally, is how do you enhance the security of our infrastructure, right? I think institutions are still sort of trying to balance the impacts of a work from home environment versus who needs to be in the office, what needs to be done in the office, and how do we go about it, and managing outsourcing part of that to an on-demand provider. So that's another, I think, I see that in the next couple of years to be on people's radars.
Sure.
And the typical cloud nativeness, security, you name it.
So watch this space, it's safe to say. It's a really exciting development
100%. It's a very exciting time. I know I keep saying that, but it always astonishes me how fast the industry is evolving. And us at SmartStream, we get to really see it globally. And we see the trends coming up in Asia and the US and Europe, and see how the dynamics are playing amongst the various regions. It's very exciting.
Brilliant. Well, I look forward to reflecting on those predictions further down the line with you, Haytham, but we'll leave it there for now. Let you get back to the event, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Anna. Pleasure.